Go for it.
So
Go for it,
Ken.
Araba.
All right. Well, what I'll say is I remember my analysis last week of Jason and how some people thought I was condescending. And I would like to say to those people, I stand 10 toes down on what I said about Jason because he's proved me completely right. He has yet to put on his big boy pants. Let's break it down. Okay, so you said start with the date. Let me start with the date. Let me not, go off into my own sermon because I might just. Um, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting that he decided to ask both of them to come because I don't think they should have been there at the same time. I think they're such polar opposite women that it was an awkward situation, right? I think what Jason should have done is invited Liz and his friends to go to church and maybe get to know each other there. That probably would have been a better ground for them to kind of mingle. Um, but yeah, I'm not surprised that Jason has now hopped back on the Kaya train. This is exactly what I said, right? He was aiming for the stars when he decided to say that, oh, I'm interested in Liz now. Are you really interested in Liz? Or were you just so excited that you let your penis lead you? And now leading us to the situation. I didn't take Jason seriously when he literally kissed Liz in the mouth 2 times after you finished having a talk with her about how she wants to practice celibacy and abstinence. Right. So that showed me that you were willing to completely ignore what she said about not wanting to be in these sexual situations and then went straight for a kiss. Twice. She was super uncomfortable. You could feel the uncomfortability through the screen. That showed me that Jason, not only do you not listen, and that is a very important thing to have as a teacher, that's from teacher to teacher. Not only do you not listen, but you cannot respect people's boundaries. Okay? That's number one. Number two, trying to gather my thoughts. I'm trying to gather my thoughts. I'm trying to gather my thoughts, right? How is it that you are so easily swayed by what your friends think of Liz? I think he should have defended her and represented her 10 toes down, right? Because you were feeling her so much last week. And you knew she was a Christian. You knew she was on the pulpit every Sunday preaching from Genesis to the last book of the book to Revelation. You knew this. So why all of a sudden it's now that she's stiff, now that your friends have given her this label, she's stiff now? Like when like one week you want her, the next week you don't. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. That's all I'm asking for. Make up your mind. I will say though, I'm concerned for Liz because it's not every day that we have to lead with Jesus is my Lord and Savior. Oh, the book of the Lord. Oh, it's just some people become so rooted in their identity with Christ that they pretty much leave their own identity at the door. And you can't do that, right? We are so multifaceted and multi-layered. Um, it's okay to choose God as your Lord and your Savior, but who are you as a person, right? And when you look for someone else, you it's okay for you to look for that godly aspect of them, but you have not had any conversations outside of celibacy, abstinence, and Christian purity culture that let's say if you guys get into a relationship or you become married, you'll realize that the only box you checked off was that this person was a Christian. You don't know how they handle anything else in their life. You don't know their financials. You don't know how they handle stress. You don't know how they are when they get angry. You can't check off any other boxes because you lead with your Christianity. And that's it. You leave it at the door. She literally came into the sports alley where they were, probably said a prayer or something, said sat down on the couch, Jesus Lord is my savior, got up and left. We have no other parts of you. We don't know anything else about you. And so I get that. I get that she's coming across stiff. I don't think she's stiff. I think that we have not been able to peel back those layers. But that doesn't absolve Jason from him and his jumping ship self. He's always jumping ship. And I would like to see him be a little bit more stable, is what I'm saying. Okay. So for me, I think what happens sometimes is, when a guy has nice attributes, we we kind of like overlook that, but I don't genuinely think I don't think that means like this person is a nice guy, right? I think he's shown us nothing but um having to have wandering eyes, and you pretty much just go wherever the wind blows. And to me, that shows instability. Liz, although she's not perfect, she needs someone who's going to stand 10 toes down all the time, weather the storm, whatever situation you're in. You will not sway, you will not change your mind. She needs someone who's going to stand by her and not be ashamed of it. So make up your mind, Jason. That's all I have to say.
Right. So